Oh. I can't clap.
It's fine. I got it. We good? Okay. We going? You need help? You good?
I got it. 15 seconds till the music starts.
Okay.
I'm trying a new system out.
We got a time roll?
Yeah, I mean,
there you go.
That's a little better, right?
Yeah.
Some more prepared.
I got all of the
Coming to the ring, pre-recorded from Baltimore, Maryland, the Young and the Restless.
Four,
3, 2, 1.
1.
Welcome to Young and the Restless. I'm Andrew.
I'm Brian.
I'm Nick.
And we're just doing like some catch up, you know? Welcome to season 2, episode 1.
We decided they're seasons now.
Not really. It's
Not
just
I mean, it makes sense. Brian had surgery, so why not?
This is part 2 of my arm. Season 2.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to talk about first?
Let's hit him with the releases again.
Okay. So Black Wednesday Part 3 now.
And it wasn't on a Wednesday, right?
No.
It was Saturday. Was it yesterday that they got released?
I think it was Friday.
Black Friday.
Yeah. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. I don't know. But anyway,
Cool.
so in reverse order, so it's going to be, this is from like the latest release to the first ones announced. So we have Killian Dane on June 25th. He tweeted, "Chip is back on my shoulder." Nikki Cross probably really upset her husband got fired.
Oh, that's her husband?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. She's a mini hurricane now.
Her idea, apparently. So.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. Just kind of in the middle, you know?
Hey,
It was there.
It'll probably get over.
Yeah. Next we have Kurt Stallion, who is a part of the 205 Live.
Sure.
Don't know who that is. August Gray, another part of 205 Live.
Sounds like a porn star.
His name is also Anthony Green with an E.
Oh,
and then when he so apparently they already taped his last match. And he tweeted, "Breaking news, tonight's WWE 205 Live main event has just been turned into a loser leaves town match. Don't miss it." So he's kind of, making it
fun about it.
Yeah. Marina Shafir, she was the MMA fighter. She was one of the MMA 4 horsewomen.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Well, that stable's never showing up.
Yep. R.I.P. The Bollywood Boys, a.k.a. the Singh Brothers.
They did enough.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure.
Yeah.
Like, they had a fun little run, but, like, whatever.
Yeah. This next one...
They were with, what's his face, right? Fucking Jinder Mahal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did that whole thing.
Yeah.
They were around for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were kind of like... I kind of put them in the same thing as, like, a Kurt Hawkins. Like, they're always there on, like, main event doing their thing, and then, like, they'll come up to the main roster when, like, somebody wants to, like, dump dog food on them. Or, like, something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, whatever. Next up, really fucked up, Breezango.
Yeah, that sucks. Dude, I still go back and watch those, like, skits that they did.
The Fashion Police.
Oh, my God.
You know what's crazy?
Funny.
Like, they've been on the roster Fandango's been on the roster since, like, 2009.
I remember when he made his debut, because Lana was his valet, and then Summer Rae was, and then Summer Rae was Rusev's valet, and then
switched it.
And then they switched.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
Didn't Fandango have his first WrestleMania match against Jericho?
yeah, and he was like,
say.
"I'm not doing it until you pronounce my name correctly."
Yeah.
That was his whole thing, and he's like, "It's Fandango."
That's
And
good.
then, like, if somebody pronounced it Fandango, he would just walk back. He would literally dance back up the ramp.
It was one of those stupid gimmicks that actually got over. Like, No Way Jose never got over. Adam Rose never really got over. But that one
Yeah.
it caught on that stupid song. Like,
And then that was
It,
a
like,
number one selling
charted.
song
Yeah.
on iTunes. Like, it's crazy.
Fucking nice.
And then he was great in Southpaw Regional Wrestling too, as the co-host. So John Cena was Lance Catamaran. Sorry, just forcing this in. Watched it the other night. It was great.
Yeah, you're really on the Southpaw train.
Dude, I am. I wanted one of the shirts. I think I might have to buy a bootleg one now. But yeah, and then Tyler Breeze, who was Prince Pretty.
Yeah,
No.
he was awesome too. That's a bummer.
Yeah, that was crazy. Next up, Arturo Ruas. He was made occasional appearances on NXT. Tony Nese, who's been around forever. He was a 205 Live regular. Could be Trent from Best Friend's little brother.
Yeah.
That's my little thing. And he literally just tweeted "Welp,"
What a phone call to get. I mean, I imagine that's
and it's
just fucking
John Laurinaitis calling you, being like, "Hey, can you hear me? I think my voice is cracking up." But he meant to say, "Come over for some fired like chicken, like roasted chicken." He was like, "You're fired." Like,
yeah, I mean, it's. So when I used to work for that independent baseball team, that was like my job.
To fire people?
To release people.
Fuck that. I've never fired anyone.
I've fired some
And
people
I've been
before.
in managerial
And
positions.
it's interesting because it's like, even though like the player or like the talent probably knows that the time's coming, it's still never the easiest.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's like a breakup.
But it's interesting because WWE basically signed like 5-6 years ago, signed like almost every independent wrestler that was doing anything.
Because of AEW announcing, and they didn't want them to go there, so now they're
Well,
releasing.
even before that.
Yeah, but now they're releasing all the people that they were paying
Yeah,
too
I
much.
think it was before AEW. I mean, because they just wanted to stockpile wrestlers just because they had the money and they were the only real competition,
Yeah.
so they could. But I mean, it's smart. I mean, like, even though it's like guys that like we've watched for a long time, you don't need that much of a roster. I feel like it's always better to have a smaller roster and do more with the guys you have than it is to push angles just because you're paying a guy to be there.
Yeah. I just don't know like where these guys are going to go because AEW can't sign them all.
No.
And then that's the thing is, like, I was like, so for example, I was like, Fandango and Tyler Breeze would do really well in like Impact.
Yeah.
And doing like stuff like that,
or
where
become a trainer.
yeah,
you know?
or like for example, like Braun Strowman. I don't see Braun Strowman being an AEW. If he does show up, he's gonna be like just like
I think he wants to be a movie star.
yeah. But like
does
for
he-
example, like I can see Aleister Black doing spoopy shit in like AEW. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As Tommy End. I think he'll end up back in WWE.
Yeah.
I don't have a doubt.
Yeah, so then, and then Arturo Rios, Tony Nese, and then Arya Davari, another member of 205 Live. He said,
Yeah, he used to tag with Tony Nese or something, I think.
yeah, thank you for all the kind words and support. It's time to put sports entertainment behind me and get back to professional wrestling.
Ooh.
So, and then Everrise, the popular duo of Chase Parker and Matt Martell, were released from their contracts on the 25th. They were on NXT for 2 years, and then now it goes to Braun Strowman, which we talked about previously. But yeah, I got some good memes coming in my brain.
Oh, I bet,
Yeah.
dude. All
Yeah,
these fucking
so-
releases.
I mean, I never really liked 205 anyway.
I just think it's funny that instead of just like canceling the show and just being like, we're canceled, like we're canceling 205 Live, how they just canceled Raw Talk and Talking Smack originally, like the first, like they're
I
just
love
like,
those
we're just
shows.
gonna fire everybody except for 4 wrestlers, and then you all just go find a place in NXT, because 205 Live kind of devolved from being like a main event type. Like,
what were you going to do with him if you cancel 205 Live? Keep him on and doing nothing? So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
as much as it sucks to get fired, I'd rather be fired and then find other work than sit on my ass and do nothing.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, instead of just being like, we're canceling 205 Live, we're firing everybody except for these 5 guys. Like, they were just like, we're gonna fire these people, and then these 5 guys just go find something. Like, and one of them is Brian Kendrick, who already found something producing, but yeah. I'm also just
This whole
Yeah.
restructure is going to be interesting, I think, in the
I
next, like, 6 months.
It's smart though.
these rumors about the draft like really shaking shit up like has me excited, but then again, like I was really excited when they brought back the brand split, and now I'm like, SmackDown's great. Like,
SmackDown's good.
yeah,
It's
Raw
fine.
and it's okay. Last week's episode was tolerable.
Yeah, it's got to
Yeah.
get better, though.
And it sucks.
Yeah, Nick's like it all
Call it
sucks.
like it is.
Like Nick is our Jim Ross.
I mean, I don't even think SmackDown's all that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like Raw's so bad that you just say like
Yeah,
SmackDown's good.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing you have to
Because
compare it
SmackDown has 2 angles that are watchable.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on Raw.
Like,
that-
do you know what would have been awesome? Not breaking up the Hurt business, and then having like Big E come back over to Raw from the draft or whatever, and then have a Hurt business versus New Day. We never really got that. You know?
Maybe they'll get back together. I want to segue from the SmackDown thing having good angles, because one of those angles was left off of Hell in a Cell, which was the Roman Reigns Rey Mysterio match. And I don't fucking know why it wasn't on the show. I don't know why we got it early.
Okay, so
Probably money.
here's what happened.
I'm sure Fox wanted
Fox
it.
was
Yeah.
very upset that they were promoting Peacock's like NBC's service.
But that's how the deal works out.
Exactly. It's stupid, but yeah. So they were like, okay, how about this? We'll give you a Hell in a Cell match. And it was the first one on like free TV. I didn't hate it. It was okay. It was
It was fine.
It was
Whatever.
fine. You know, it was a fine Hell in a Cell match. But then NBC is getting pissed at WWE for giving them the Hell in a Cell. So then that's why they made the Hell in a Cell like Bobby Ashley
They should.
on Monday Night Raw after Hell in a Cell.
Well, I feel like the Hell in a Cell card, like the top match, the headlining match, should have been Roman Reigns and Mysterio. I mean, Roman Reigns is the fucking dude in the company. They wanted him to be the dude in the company forever, and
Man,
now he is. Now
I am
cutting
kind of
him
glad
off.
they didn't do 3 fucking Hell in a Cells though.
Really, I wanted every match to be Hell
Do
in a
you?
Cell. I was thinking about that. I was like, well, if the cell's there and you're not doing it in there,
See, for
Like-
me, I feel like it kills the gimmick because then how much can you actually do before it's just another match in a cell?
yeah, I guess so. If everybody's in there, it kind of loses its luster. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I just feel like could have been really good in a cell.
Yeah, there was two Hell in a Cell matches: the Bianca Belair and Bayley, and then Bobby Ashley and Drew McIntyre.
Wasn't there another one?
No. And then the Charlotte Flair Rhea Ripley was a normal one, which she got disqualified for doing something wrestlers always do, which is hit her head on the plastic part of the announcer's table. Like, get your fucking shit together, brah. Like,
Is that what she got DQ'd for?
yes.
That's fucking
Like-
ridiculous.
And then Sami Zayn defeated Kevin Owens singles match. Seth Rollins and Cesaro was a singles match. And then Natalia defeated Mandy Rose singles match. But
The matches were actually pretty good.
The matches were
throughout.
fine.
Yeah.
the thing was like it was a solid pit. Like I was not upset that I stayed up to watch it. You know, like that type of thing. Like, will I go back and watch it? Like, probably not. Will I ever regard it as like one of the best? Maybe. Like when I look back in 10 or 15 years.
I also
You
feel,
know, when I'm 50.
I don't think they should have done Hell in a Cell at all. I feel like no match on the card had the stipulations or like the emotional drive.
So my thought process on that, because I had the same thought. I was like, why did they even do it? But I feel like they went with it because they'd already had it planned. And then when COVID kind of ended and they're like, fuck, we can have live audiences again, they kind of shifted everything to Money in the Bank. So everything
Yeah.
that I think they had big planned, because Hell in a Cell is usually a pretty
October.
big... Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck it. We can hold off a month while we now know that we're going to have people in the stands for this other pay-per-view.
Yeah, which Money in the Bank, one of my favorite pay-per-views, won by my favorite wrestler, which is Chris Jericho. I believe it was his invention backstage.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't know this.
That was like one of the matches that he pitched to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon was like, that's fucking awesome. Like,
It's a great concept.
but that's coming from Chris Jericho's podcast like 10 years ago, so I don't know.
I mean, Vince hasn't really created anything. Hell in a Cell was a Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Match.
Speaking of Jim Cornette, I was watching a bunch of Table for Threes this morning. Went back and watched the one with Eric Bischoff, Jim Cornette, and Michael Hayes, and that was the first time Jim Cornette and Eric Bischoff actually met each other, like face to face.
What?
And they were just talking shit about each other, and then Jim Cornette's like, I know, like, my one superpower is I can get anybody pissed at me in 2 seconds. And then Eric Bischoff is like, I love you.
I would have loved to see, instead of Michael Hayes, Vince Russo at the table.
Oh, and they were just dunking on Vince Russo. Like, Jim Cornette was like, yeah, the only thing you and I have in common is that you hate Vince Russo just as much as I do, and that if he was in a 10-foot pile on fire, you wouldn't even piss to put him out. Like,
that's a good Cornette.
That was a good Cornette.
was
Where-
That's pretty decent.
Where's he from?
Memphis.
from Memphis, Tennessee, you know, Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Solid Cornette.
You just gotta talk fast with a lick accent and just kind of keep going. Just don't lose track. Just make sure that you can piss somebody off and that he hurt my friends and my family in the business that I love.
Yeah, Cornette acts like nobody else loves wrestling.
Yeah.
This
I'm a
is
historian.
mine.
He's. Yeah,
You love Cornette.
I do, but he's a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like that one guy who you're like, yeah, like you know a lot, but like you're not the only one who knows a lot.
Yeah, like, I remember the Brawl for All as well, you know? Like, why wasn't I, you know, talked
It
about
was a
it?
bad idea.
It was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done that. Everybody just got injured. But anyways, let's move on. Yeah, so Hell in a Cell. It was
Yeah, so where do you guys think they're going with Money in the Bank? Because
so I got the Money in the Bank card up now.
Do you? Yeah, because
So some
nothing
of them-
really happened here.
Yeah.
But I think they did a lot on like SmackDown and Raw recently.
Yeah, so what they were doing was, I believe it was on Raw, they were doing tag teams, and if the tag team won, they advanced
Okay.
to get a spot in the Hell in the Cell, and then the two people who didn't, like, lost. So, for example, like,
Was there a tag team match on the card for Hell in a Cell, or no?
not yet.
No,
No, on Hell in a Cell.
I think
Oh, Hell in a
there
Cell?
was.
No, there wasn't. Let me look.
No,
Yeah, no. it
no, there
wasn't.
was. What? No, you're right.
No.
I was gonna say, I feel like there wasn't any, which is weird. I feel like you always need a tag team
Yeah.
match.
But yeah, so for example, the men's Money in the Bank so far is Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, and Big E versus 4 more to be determined. Asuka, and then the women's is Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Carmella, and 3 more. So that was the one that was the tag teams that were going in. Because Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross tag team together. And that's how they got in.
You think Lesnar's gonna come in last minute again?
I
Remember
don't hate
was it
the
2
boom
years ago?
rocks though.
Yeah, the boom.
Yeah. And then he
pretty cool.
actually had like a Bluetooth speaker, like at one point that
That's
looked
awesome.
like the Money in the Bank thing. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like
Somebody big's gotta come.
they usually always do very well with the Money in the Bank, like surprises,
Yeah.
and like who's gonna win. And the card looks cool because it's a lot of guys who you want to see do awesome, fun spots, which
Like-
they're going to do.
Like you were saying, how they're really pushing the mid card.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Riddle, Ricochet.
yeah. And then the men's match, like I'm excited for the WWE Championship match, has been announced as Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods.
I think Kofi may pull it out and take the belt soon.
I like Kofi. I mean, like
I was
Kofi
watching.
Mania was awesome.
I was watching the Table for 3 with New Day, and it was great.
Well, I think they want to have Drew get the title back at some point.
That's how I feel. I think they want him to go into probably Mania with the belt.
Yeah.
Or
But he
yeah.
can't fight Lashley anymore
Yeah.
after Hell in a Cell, so now you have to...
Yeah.
Kofi wins, transitional champion. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, and I wouldn't hate that, you know.
Yeah,
You know?
I love Kofi.
Have Kofi have it, you know, through SummerSlam. Maybe lose it at SummerSlam.
Lose it at SummerSlam, sure.
Yeah, you know.
Which you'll be at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the
Rhea
thing.
Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm kind of sick of this shit already. Like, I hate Charlotte.
They don't work very well together.
Yeah, they
at
don't
all.
have like, for example, like when the Alexa Bliss match at Hell in a Cell, like even though she did the stupid like kind of thing, her and Shayna like worked well together.
It's always hard when you have two monsters going, like two taller people going against each other, because it's usually always better when you have someone who's more athletic and can a little maybe stronger athletic who can work around and mat wrestle. But when you have two people who are just tall and brawling, and it's like having Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez again. It's fucking awful fucking match.
Or the abominable, or what was it, the Yeti?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
because like Rhea is just big, strong, and she's going to overpower someone, and Charlotte can work a little bit, but like it just doesn't.
she has like the Hulk Hogan moveset, the Hulk Hogan WWF moveset. Because when you watch him in like New Japan, you're like, oh, he's actually doing like arm drags and submissions and like cool stuff. But like it's like leg drop, drop kick, figure eight, like maybe a moonsault.
Yeah. Charlotte
like,
always just does better against people who can actually wrestle, like Natalia or Becky or something.
yeah.
I feel like they're not booking her first title reign well at all.
Yeah,
Like it just feels wrong. It feels like she didn't fucking earn anything.
She should be just destroying people. That's what I feel like she should be doing.
They should do what they did with Braun Strowman. Just have like a jobber of the week come out.
Make her a fucking monster. Like, why keep having Flair, who's a known good champion?
Yeah.
Let her beat the fuck out of people and make her look huge, and then have Flair come in and like destroy her.
Yeah.
Like, and then that makes Flair look so much better.
Yeah. And then
It's just weird.
And then also like the same time too is like they gutted like the women's division. Like there's not a lot for Rhea Ripley to do. You know, like it's like who else is she gonna wrestle? Like Asuka, Naomi, like
Again, though, I think that just comes down to who's running WWE now. They're looking at it more of a TV production kind of value than they are like a wrestling storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
live, you
It's
learn.
odd. Yeah, it's
speaking
weird.
of Liv Morgan on
What'd she do?
SmackDown, you know, she's in the Money in the Bank. It's cool. It's whatever. Don't worry about it.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, who's in the women's? You said it, but I
It's
forgot.
Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Carmella, but this wasn't. Hold on, let me look.
I'm pretty sure after she beat Carmella Friday.
I would.
Oh, it's Carmella and her are both in it.
Yeah.
Because Carmella was just given the spot by Shayna Baszler, and then Liv was like, "If I wrestle you, I got a spot," and like she did.
Honestly,
That was a good
I would
impression.
want. I kind of want Nikki Cross to win it.
I would love to see Nikki Cross.
I think that'd be cool. Give her. She's
let her
coming out with that
fly
new
in.
gimmick, right? That'd be. People would pop for it, even though it's stupid and it'd be silly. People would love to see that.
Well, I mean, everybody loves her. So
Yeah, because she's never had a huge push. Everyone loves her. She's super nice and she's not bad.
Yeah. No, she's good. I can't believe that the idea was hers. I would have really thought it was Hurricane Helms. Like, I've got an idea for you.
Listen up, guys. So you know how the hurricane got over, right? What if we get the sun, the tsunami, or like the tropical storm?
Yeah, what's her name?
Mini hurricane, or it's like Hope Power or something like that. Like she's like a butterfly. They kept calling her a mini hurricane, like because it's like a hurricane that fits in your pocket.
So like a thunderstorm?
Exactly. Like
What's a
I sound
mini
like a
hurricane?
tropical storm. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
tropical depression.
I mean, it's stupid as fuck, but I dig it if the person gets into it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so I was again watching Table for Three, and Michael Hayes and Jim Cornette were kind of complaining about how guys these days could really wrestle and they're the best athletes, but they focus more on that than like
Having a personality.
having a personality, and how they would come up with these great personalities for these people, and they just wouldn't be able to sell it because they didn't believe in it. Where it's like if somebody gives you a character to do and you actually get behind it, it's like look at the New Day.
Yeah.
Like they started off as like heel
It sucked.
preachers,
Everyone hated it.
and then Apollo Crews said to Vince McMahon, or not Apollo Crews, Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, says, give me 60 days, and if we can't turn it around in 60 days, then I'll just leave. And Vince McMahon was like, you're on, fat boy. And then they got Kofi Kingston in and started wearing unicorn horns, and
Now they're rich.
New Day rocks. Like, Yeah.
I have a box of Bootios. I get what it's all about.
Do you? Are they any good?
I didn't eat them, but they're in there.
Are
I could bring
Are
them.
they just like Frosted Cheerios?
They're like Fruit Loops. Yeah,
Oh.
they're sitting in my mom's basement. I can get them.
Yeah, and then Roman Reigns versus Edge for the Universal Championship.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, Edge coming back
I
the
think
other night
that'll
was
change.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you think the title will change?
No, I don't think Roman Reigns and Edge is going to be the match.
Oh. You think Daniel Bryan's gonna come back? They'll make it
I think-
another three-way.
I don't know. I think I think Roman will face Cena at SummerSlam.
Huh.
I could see two things happening at Money in the Bank. Whoever wins, like say, like for example, like Liv Morgan wins the women's Money in the Bank. They do the pose of her on top of the ladder, like holding the thing, and then you hear Becky Lynch's music hit, and she comes out like kind of like what Ronda Rousey did.
Oh, for sure. Becky's not going to wrestle, but Becky's definitely going to make an appearance.
And
with
then
the crowd.
have like a State of the Union address
Yeah.
like the following night on like Raw.
'Cause
Like open it up.
Like I know a lot of people wanted someone to come back at Hell in a Cell, but what's the point of wasting that when you can
Get a live
audience reaction?
Because like
Have
right
the
now it's
pop.
like if something
Yeah.
sucks, like for example, like if a match sucks, no matter what, they can just hit a button and make the crowd say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Where like you watch one ECW's like One Night Stand, and you're just like, oh my god, they are going to cut his head off.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But that's the appeal of the live crowd, because then as a wrestling promoter, you get a real sense of what's working and what's not.
for example, if the man character came out now, everybody would be booing because the buttons would be pushed to make them boo her and like all that stuff. Where like when she came out and everybody was like, yeah, fuck Charlotte Flair, like yeah, fuck her, and then Road Dogg was like, oh, we always meant for her to be a face, and it's like, no, you shut the fuck up, dude. Like you don't know what you're doing. Like
I respect these wrestlers who actually made it through the pandemic, because I feel like performing in front of no fucking crowd is so
sucks. Like
boring.
I hate it like doing training matches because there's no one there and no one's reacting to anything.
mm-hmm.
So it
you have no
sucks.
idea what to do.
You have no idea. Yeah, it was awful. It
And
was
do you still have to taunt?
yeah,
and, like-
and it's so hard. Like these still have to make you like super sell and yell and taunt and like look hard cam, like so you still have to work towards where the camera would be, and it's like what the fuck. Like it's so insanely hard.
Well,
No
we're
me
almost
gusta.
at the end.
yeah.
We're almost there.
Couple more
I
weeks.
think that's one thing that AEW kind of did well, was they always had their like dark and elevation and the Nightmare Factory wrestlers around the ringside.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh my god, that's Brian Pillman Jr. and like Griff Grusson or whatever his name is. Like you're like, oh, that's cool as shit. Or like the Billy Gunn, the Gunn family. Like that.
NXT did it and it worked
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but like NXT had them like behind plates,
Yeah.
like banging on it and like bringing COVID in there. Where like and AEW was just like, hey man, if you don't want to come, you don't gotta come. But other thing too is that they did really well is that they were like, oh, we have this pavilion.
Yeah, they had it outside.
Let's
venue.
move that there, and then also let's start selling tickets to it, because Florida said that wrestling, because they got in that loophole that WWE essentially was like, we're based out of Florida, like we're an essential thing, and then WWE was like, yeah, we wanted, then AEW is like, not yet, sucker, like boop boop boop, we got a pavilion, like.
Dude, they had like a packed. AEW had like a packed house last night at
Dude,
Daly's
yeah.
place.
It was.
I noticed this last night. This kind of a little sideways topic, but their tickets for Daly's place are starting at $10, and I
Yeah.
think that's fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
at a family standpoint, if you're gonna take the whole family out to see wrestling, spend like $50.
So, for example, like
For
Donald
all your
got the
kids?
Ring of Honor tickets, and he said, "Don't worry about like paying him back immediately." He was like, "Just give me back whatever." I was like, "I'm just gonna buy you a bunch of beers," and he was like, "Okay."
Are they priced pretty well?
Yeah, but he was like, for a 6-pack, it was like $25 a person.
Yeah, they're
But we're like close to the ring,
Yeah.
and
That's Ring of
on
Honor.
camera side, like we might be, you might see this pretty face with bloodshot eyes.
no one's buying that pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like
I don't know how Ring of Honor is still in business.
No idea.
dude. Watching it's like kind of rough.
It's
like,
bad.
but it's like at the same time, like it's just something to watch.
I
Like,
mean, 10 years ago, Ring of Honor was hot. Ring of Honor was so good.
Fun fact: another table for three. It was Table of Honor, and it was Seth Rollins, Cesaro, and Nigel McGuinness all talking about them wrestling in Ring of Honor, and like
Did WWE buy the footage? Is that why?
they just like licensed it. They just let them talk about it. It's like crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, but it's like how they brought up Dixie Carter in the one Jeff Jarrett documentary or whatever, the Kurt Angle documentary. Yeah, I just thought like that. I was like, they're just openly talking about it. But like watching it, you're just like, this is above okay, but it's still like the least. Like I would much rather go to like MCW. Like I'm stoked to go to that.
Really?
Like, but at the same time,
Yeah,
it's like
Ring of Honor recently is not good. Like,
because it's a empty. It is a empty arena. There is literally no bass in the fucking music,
Yeah.
and then like it's like just a fucking warehouse in fucking TV Hill in Baltimore, and then
are we going to that one? 'Cause
no, we're going to UMBC.
we're going
I
to
was gonna
UMBC,
say, I
but
went
they
to
film the
UMBC
weekly
before.
show like at like a warehouse in but it's like done up to like
It's Stu Burns Arena in Canton.
yeah. So
Where's that? Well, I know where Canton is.
You know where the Target's at?
I know where the Target's at. I love that Target.
It used to be. It's like, you know where the soccer fields are.
I
There's
know where the soccer fields are.
It's the building right next to the soccer fields.
What? I didn't even know that.
yeah, neither did I.
I thought that was like indoor soccer or something.
It is.
And wrestling.
yeah,
Dude,
but
that's fucking awesome. I want to
It's
go.
where the Baltimore Blast play now.
Oh, because they don't do
They don't do the arena
chicken
anymore.
box anymore.
R.I.P. Also R.I.P. Baltimore Brigade Arena Football League.
Man, I used to go see Baltimore Blast when I was a kid.
I've
That was
never
cool.
seen the Blast. I've only seen the not the Skipjacks, the Wolves, whatever the hockey team. It was like the last hockey team was like 1993, and then I was just like, yeah, Ring of Honor not that good, but I'm still excited. It's like a live wrestling show. Like I'm excited. to
Yeah,
go.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of MCW guys there. Like,
Yeah.
the tag team champs are MCW guys. The TV champ is an MCW guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah.
excited to see Tony Deppen. Keystone's
Our
dude.
dude.
Shout out to Keystone.
AEW last night.
Yeah, like
Um,
for example, like AEW, like to me, like still, I get sorry to cut off and
No,
hijack
you're
this,
good.
but
You're good.
it's like I just need I got a stone brain. I need to get it out while it's
gotta
hot.
get the Red Bull.
So anyways, AEW, like I'm still like just like, God, like why aren't you counting them out? Like why are you letting these two tag team dudes in at the ring at the same time?
Yeah,
like,
that really
it's-
bothers you.
It just bothers the shit out of me. But at the same time, I'm like, these stories are actually interesting. Like I like that they're stables. Like I loved last night's episode when I was watching it when Conan was out talking shit to Tully Blanchard, and then Proud and Powerful came out. And then you're like, oh shit, that's not them. That's FTR. And like Pinnacle was just like taking everybody down one by one. And then they're going to break Chris Jericho's arm. And then Sammy Guevara comes out. And you're like, they're actually pushing the younger guys.
Yeah.
You know, like the more hot guys where like now in WWE, they're like finally doing that, you know? But
Well, I think AEW doesn't really have a option but to push their younger guys because that's the majority of the roster.
Because their older guys are old.
Yeah, Mark Henry, Big Show.
Yeah,
It's like,
but,
what are you gonna do?
But like Dark Elevation and like Dark, like I was just like watching those the other day, and I was like, these aren't that bad. Like it's just like they're squash matches. Like it's like whoever is currently signed, if it's a name that you've seen before on AEW, they are going to win. But you have dudes that are like on there that are just like 0-14 and like still doing it, you know, and like making people look good, you know. And I was like, that's awesome.
I like that. I wish. I know WWE probably never do it again, but like I loved when they would do like the Braun Strowman thing or the Ryback thing.
Or Sunday Night Heat, even.
Yeah.
You know, like
Then there's nothing wrong with watching dudes get their fucking ass kicked because it makes your guys just look better.
yeah.
Yep.
And like the whole thing, like the way Dark and Dark Elevation kind of evolved. So before, the way when you looked at it, Dark was just like the B team guys before and after the show. And then the pandemic hit, and then they were like, okay, well, let's have our A team guys come down here and like work off that ring rust so that they're not just like sitting
like,
around.
that's like the one
And
thing I
then-
miss with like WWE, what they used to do in the 80s and 90s with the jobbers is like, instead of having the same fucking match every week, you can have a tag team or anybody destroy a jobber and then cut a promo against this person and just keep building the storyline instead of having 50-50 booking. Like, this person goes over, back and forth until you have a payoff at a pay-per-view. It just kills it because you keep seeing the same match and you know all the moves, and you know the moves are coming.
It's the same
We have
fucking
seen
thing.
Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre since for 3 fucking months.
Probably longer than that.
That is
man.
12 episodes. That is 12 weeks. Like
even if you do shenanigans and you have fucking Drew wrestle anyone, bring up a 205 guy or something, and anything, and then have Bobby Lashley come out and some
like,
some hijinks happens, right? And you just keep building more towards the story instead of just having them fight each other every fucking week.
Yeah, I never got that.
It's
I feel
annoying.
like you're giving me the championship match early.
Yeah,
like that
every
should be
time.
the last. I was going to use a sex analogy, but yeah, that should be the part where you come. Like that's the fucking.
It's
the
the
pop.
payoff.
That's
Yeah.
the pop.
That's the money shot, dude.
payoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
The money shot. These are all great
Because
words.
you keep wanting to see, and like you can even tease it where like you go, oh fuck, these guys are actually going to wrestle, and then a schmoz happens like 2 minutes in, and you actually never get anything done. So it makes people want to actually see it more instead of like you get tired of seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to build up to wanting to see it instead of being like, fuck, we're getting this match again. Thank God it's a pay per view, so now I know it's over.
Like when John Cena did the USA Open Challenge. Like that was awesome. Like just random dudes like coming out and just getting their ass kicked. Or even like Raw Underground for that matter. Like it fucking was terrible, but they gave, NXT and like
It
other
gave people camera time,
opportunities,
yeah.
like shit like getting comfortable in front of a goddamn camera shoved in your face. Where like at the same time it's like AEW is like doing great with this shit because it's like the fucking I hate them, but the rapping duo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dude like he
The AEW guys?
the AEW guys, he was fucking terrible
They're
when he
terrible.
first started, but now he's like actually getting flows down, and like when he was at the pay-per-view, you're like, oh shit, like that was actually pretty good. I still fucking hate you, and I hate your fucking character, which means you're doing a great fucking job. Like,
Yeah.
like when Seth Rollins, like the great fucking heist of WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, like we were all
God,
sitting
that
in the
was
green
so
room,
good.
and you were fucking pissed, and I'm jumping on this couch like yes, because that was the first time we got a fucking we got a proper like WrestleMania cash in.
I love and hate Seth Rollins. I hate Seth Rollins, but I love it because he makes me hate him.
Yeah.
Which is
He's doing his
he's
job.
doing his job,
He's Roddy
right?
Piper,
Yeah.
like
he's a fine wrestler. I just hate him. I don't, it's so good. Good job, Seth.
yeah, like it's I mean wrestling's great, but at the same time it fucking sucks. Like you just gotta find that like even like Impact like is actually pretty darn good now.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it lately.
Like Kenny Omega on it and like that reinvigoration of like that fresh blood like coming in, and like opening these doors and like stuff like that, and it's like been making me go back and watch the Impact channel on Pluto and just being like, oh shit, like Road Rash like 01, like you're just like, oh, this is great, but like
I don't know how they're so company. Like, who owns Impact?
Access TV, or no, they bought Access TV, like so.
Impact bought Access TV.
Yeah,
No
which was
way.
Ticketmaster.
Because
hold on.
what's his face owns Access? Mark Cuban.
Oh,
Yeah, when it was HDNet. Yeah,
I think he still has it.
Anthem Wrestling.
is it still called Anthem?
Anthem Sports and Entertainment is a Canadian multinational media company based in Toronto and founded by Leonard Asber. Anthem owns various media outlets, primarily in sports programming. On September 9th, Anthem announced that it had acquired a majority stake of the cable networks Access and HDNet Movies, with existing shareholders Mark Cuban and Schultz Entertainment Group maintaining equity stakes. And then it bought so it's Anthem. Yeah.
Because I remember
There's
they
Global Force Wrestling,
They changed that logo with that fucking bird, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You never seen the bird logo? The Anthem bird?
No.
Oh, dude, it's
They
terrible.
they put it on the belt at one point, didn't they?
Yeah, it's
should
Impact on Access TV is owned by parent company Anthem Sports, as well as simulcast an online video platform
Just
Twitch.
look up Anthem Sports. It's a big blue fucking bird.
Anthem Sports, the logo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's it's this one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it right here, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
But like there was an even worse one before this. You can put this up on the screen.
Put it up on the green screen. The shitty ass bird.
Yeah, and then let me get sports
bad.
bird logo. There was an even worse one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Is it supposed to be a blue jay?
Something like that. There was
'Cause
one
they're
I thought
Canadian?
maybe I'm Mandela affecting myself, but I thought that there was like one with like a realistic bird. But I might be incorrect. But yeah, here you go again. Boom. Anthem Sports.
Yeah, that's a shit logo. That
Yeah,
guy
they own
probably
Access.
made a fuck ton of money too. Whoever
Yeah.
designed it.
But anyways, yeah, so wrestling, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, but you just got to find that niche, find that thing that you like, If I personally hate death matches, but
You may like them.
that might be your thing, might make your thingy a little hard,
I'm gonna give a shout out to AEW last night.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy Kenny Omega. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
It was so good. I was just
So-
laying in bed eating pretzels. Really fucking loving it, man.
So would you say that you like WWE and AEW equally, or did it take time for you to like get behind AEW, or like?
No, I was pretty gung-ho on AEW from the start because I needed an alternative, and I didn't like Impact for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm still not a huge fan, but AEW it fits what I like.
Yeah.
And I'm just really excited for Jungle Boy to be built up as like a baby face underdog character. He's perfect body build for it. He looks great in the ring.
What's his name's kid from 90210?
Yeah,
Jason Priestley's kid. Both of them were in You Cannot Kill David Arquette. They took David Arquette to the hospital after the Nick Cage
I haven't
incident.
seen that yet.
It's on Hulu, dude.
I know,
It's great.
I'm fucking up.
I actually like Jungle Boy. It's just crazy for me to say I like anything AEW.
Yeah, that's weird.
You're like the modern day Jim Cornette, buddy. Like, you don't like doing anything. This is more like Conrad Thompson.
I don't
but
hate
yeah.
a lot of the wrestlers. Like I like Darby Allin. I like Jungle Boy. My biggest thing with AEW is probably just the booking, and a lot of the guys are sloppy as hell. And I just wish they would just get rid of like some people.
Yeah. I mean, they did get rid of some people. They got rid of that one English dude that got drunk at Jimmy's Famous Seafood and like tried to fight Tony Schiavone or Conrad Thompson. Jimmy Havoc.
He was signed to AEW?
Yeah, he was like one of the like original ones they were like pushing. It was like him and Darby Allin. They were like the Punk Boys.
Jimmy Havoc is trash.
Yeah.
But
Apparently he pulled his pee-pee out.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
I like Jungle Boy. I just don't want him. I don't want them to make him seem bigger than he is. Like I want him to win matches because he's small and he
Yeah.
finds a way to do it.
So that's like more of a Marco Stunt thing. Because check this out. Jungle Boy's like our height. Like,
But that's not big in wrestling terms. Like he's not
No,
he's not
tall.
defined
No,
that
he's not
much.
defined at
yeah,
all.
he's 5'10". He's the same height as me. I'm also the shortest out of our group usually.
But he's not like he's not jacked
Yeah.
compared
No.
to like the other guys. Like he's going up against Kenny Omega.
He's
who's
not like
out
Neville,
fucking-
who's like
Yeah.
His moveset during the Kenny Omega match like really made it seem like he was pulling out like he wasn't overpowering Kenny Omega. The moves were definitely like catching him off guard.
like outsmarting him, kind of.
Yeah, it was good. They played it well. And he lost, which should have happened. Camille was sitting there the whole time, and she's like, I wanted him to win. I was like, it's not his time.
It's not time yet.
Speaking
Calm
of the
down.
devil. Sorry, my phone.
No, it's fine.
That's how you do it. He should do. He should lose to Kenny Omega a lot, and then like the
Go
big
back to the
payoff will
mid-card.
be that he somehow slips out of like Kenny's grasp, hits him real quick with something that's gonna take him off guard, and then he beats him
Yeah, just out of fucking nowhere.
out of fucking nowhere. Hits a big move, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you guys haven't seen that match, just to watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it when we're done here. But also, can we talk about how Hangman Adam Page's fact of the week was hotter than a hoochie coochie?
It's awesome. Boy, do I love Alan Jackson.
I love that they just use that. Like, won't pay $10 for a cranberry and vodka. Like, has only had 12 beers today so far. Like, just dumb shit like that. But another thing with AEW, sorry to keep going on this track, at least I'm off of table for 3. They with the consistency, like the continuity between the wrestling. So like, you know, like you will have like people like Christian Cage go down onto Dark and Elevation and like rack up some cheap wins. So then that way when they do go, and then that way they do work their way up. So like Jungle Boy is on Elevation like a lot, just like wrestling and getting like racking up like these like kind of cheap wins, and then that way he got to the number 1 contender spot, and like, you know, like that type of thing, you know.
Yeah, there's good continuity throughout all the programming.
And then like, you know, like that's how like, you know, Powerhouse Hobbs has like 38 fucking wins for the year, and it's like, dog, you're like wrestling 4 matches a week. Like, calm down, buddy. Nick, are you okay, man?
Yeah, no,
Kind of zoned out there.
I'm just thinking.
I really don't like how they're forcing Christian Cage into the main event scene, and
because he didn't outwork everyone.
I don't think he needs to be there. He's old. He doesn't need. Why have another old guy do something? Like, you have all these young talent who deserve.
I think they spent
push.
money on him. I think it looked really good when they signed him because he was on WWE like
a month
before, and then they were like, "Ooh, check out our move," and then.
Christian's cool, but
he's fine.
Fine, sure.
Yeah, you know, I enjoyed him. I enjoy watch.
Yeah.
That's he's a fine young man.
Him.
You know, thanks, sir, but thank you for your service. But ma'am, this is a Wendy's. You know, get out of here. Like,
get out of here. You can't.
What?
You can't. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't.
There's no baconators here. This is a tomato mater. But anyways,
what?
It's a TikTok thing. But yeah, you know, I've got my pulse on the youth. But the thing, like, you know, fuck it. Like, have him be a mentor. You know, like how they have Jake the Snake mentoring, or like, you know, Tully Blanchard mentoring, you know, FTR. Like,
you just compared Christian to Jake the Snake.
Yeah, that's a little. That's a drastic.
You know, like Jake the Snake.
No, but Jake the Snake mentors Karrion Kross or whatever his name is. Not Karrion Kross. He's
did this
NXT.
Before too.
We did this when he was at the Baltimore.
We're basically
Select
standing in
Fest.
front of him and we were like, "What is his name?"
Killer or something. I don't know. AEW Murder Hawk. That's the Murder Hawk monster. Lance Archer. There we go.
Damn, how do we keep getting Carrion?
Because Lance Archer has kind of the same gimmick of just like, I'm here to murder, but he has a red ponytail.
You know who I always mix Lance Archer up with? The fucking dude who was with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania.
Oh,
yeah, because he's an archer.
Damian Priest.
Yeah,
because he has a bow and an arrow.
Dude, hold on.
Archer.
Fun fact from my childhood: I used to get Gina Davis and Julia Roberts mixed up all the time.
Oh my god, big difference.
Not really when you look at it. Like,
I guess Gina Davis was hot at one point.
I mean, I don't think Julia Roberts has meant all that either.
Oh, I think in Pretty Woman, she was a pretty woman.
never seen Pretty Woman.
They just do the closing of the ring box.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking Sandra Bullock. So,
way
Sandra
different.
Bullock
way
and
different.
Speed.
Yeah.
Great movie.
She's not,
She's not that hot.
She's not that hot.
While You Were Sleeping, great movie.
While you were sleeping.
Back to wrestling. But yeah, so AEW is great. SmackDown is decent compared to Raw. So my ranking of the week / month would be currently AEW and all of its byproducts, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, Impact, Ring of Honor.
How do you feel about NXT's basically their television champ, and they're all moving up?
Yeah, all of them are.
They had main event that you can watch them on Hulu and on the network. You can or Peacock. You can watch Karrion Kross and Big Boy.
What's his name?
No. I was.
He's the North American champion.
There's an A.
Well, Shotsky had a tryout.
Shotsky,
And
yeah.
what's the lady with Karrion Kross?
Sylvia Bardot, something.
Scarlett.
Scarlett.
Yeah, his manager.
She had one. And while we wait, I'll keep naming
Yeah,
off
like
names.
just like okay.
Bronson.
Bronson. Yeah.
There it is.
Bronson.
It's something though. Why is
gonna
Damian
be-
Priest here? Here we go. North American
I
champs.
hope they don't call
Bronson
them all
Reed.
up. Bronson Reed. I hope they don't call them all up and then just fuck it up.
Like they
which
did with
probably
like Johnny
will.
Gargano and Aleister Black and all of them.
Yeah, and then they
Like
just
why
went
was
back.
Ricochet and Aleister Black like tagging together, and like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso were having like one of the best rivalries, and they're just like, hey, DIY's back together, guys. Like
They were. I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Oral Sessions, Renee Paquette's podcast with Aleister Black, and he was saying how good of a time it was to tag team with Ricochet, and I was like, that was the fucking worst. In my head, I was like, you guys shouldn't have been tag teaming. I just think they're great singles competitors. Maybe they're a good tag team, but
I thought they were doing
it.
okay. You know, they had good chemistry.
I thought it was a weird pairing.
Yeah, it was like
but-
So
that's like you
weird.
know like the Rock and Sock connection. It's like why are these two dweebs together?
Yeah, but they
you know?
were like the biggest stars.
exactly.
That was
yeah.
cool. It's like the 2-man power trip, but of happiness.
Yeah, I mean, not to like go off rails, but that worked really well because they had such a feud for so
Yeah.
long, right?
the empty arena.
And the Rock was always a big ass piece of shit. Like his character was, he was a dickhead, and Mick Foley was like a lovable goof.
Mm-hmm.
So like putting them together, like you know, you had Mick always trying to make the Rock laugh or smile or you know
The
change.
Rock thanks you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Rock.
like that kind of thing. So like it worked really well because like having like Mick being like, even though you kicked my ass all the time, like I still want to be your friend, and
Yeah.
that's why that worked decently.
Yeah, I remember I hated The Rock forever after watching Beyond the Mat because he gave Mick Foley like 7 concussions when he handcuffed him and like shot him with the chair a bunch of
that
times.
was crazy.
And then I also hated Paul Heyman because I was like, he didn't pay his wrestlers and like that type of thing. And then hated Eric Bischoff. And now I'm just like, now that I'm older and I understand like the struggles of like being broke, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, and like The Rock did such like a turnaround.
The Rock said he would smoke weed with Joe Rogan.
Hell yeah, man. I'm down.
That's all I have to say about
Did
that.
you guys see Conan O'Brien smoked weed on his
I
last show?
did.
Did he?
That was, it was sad. That's off topic too, but it's
Yeah,
sad
but-
to see Conan go. I love Conan.
Yep.
Who did he smoke weed with? Just himself?
Seth Rogen.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm the green arrow or Hornet.
One of them.
Pineapple Express, dude. Wait, that's not even all. Like,
That's
gnarly.
an awful.
this is the end. Gnarly, dude. Shaka bra.
All right, well, we're at about an hour.
Yeah, I
so-
mean, kind of out of topics, you know. Did a lot. Let me just raffle off one of these allegedly things real quick.
Yeah, sure.
New segment.
yeah.
New segment.
Speaking of raffles, real quick, we are
Oh,
gonna
we're
raffle.
gonna
Oh
do
yeah,
another
if
one.
you want to grab the figures, there's Biggie and the Fiend.
Well, I'll post them online. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but we're giving away a Biggie action figure and the Fiend.
And the Fiend. So hopefully we can get Keystone involved and
Yeah, big old cross promotion. And then here is. But by the way, when Steve was here for trivia,
Steve.
he told us about this Angel Fire website that's called
Steve?
Steve, is that his name?
It's not his name.
No?
Sam.
Sam. Sorry, Sam.
I didn't want to like really get into it, but I was just like Steve.
Sam. Guess what? I'm high. News, dig dog. Hello.
Ding
But
dong,
anyways,
hello.
Sam told us about this Angel Fire website that has still up in the air, and it's just weird wrestling rumors. So here we go. There's 460 of them, and I'm gonna. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Allegedly, a coked-up Jarrett and Road Dogg doing the Fargo strut down the hallway of a hotel. Both were fully naked, except Jarrett, who was wearing the IC belt, and Road Dogg was wearing Jarrett's cowboy hat. Allegedly.
I mean, I can believe that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like they all like showing their dicks off.
There's
Here's another one.
I have some weird wrestling stories, so like.
Any you want to tell?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell some. You tell some, and then I'll tell some of mine, so we can see how true some of these may be.
Allegedly, also, I heard about the Iron Sheik being notorious in WCW for not wanting to job. He thought being a former WWF champ meant something, so he refused to put either man over until management showed him footage of Vader breaking Joe Thrustman's back, an admitted accident. Sheik turned to the world's biggest ass kicker after that. Big Van Vader,
So
baby.
this site is just some guy going, I also heard this. Like, he's saying
There's
that.
like stuff about like allegedly Shake the Snake Roberts and a dildo.
So I feel like a lot of this is probably from shoot interviews or things. Because some of these things I have heard. Some of these I probably haven't. Like, so like shitting in people's boots and shitting in people's bags is, for some reason, is one of the biggest ribs.
That's fucking
For
gross.
wrestlers.
If anybody ever shit in my bag.
Wrestlers are gross. So like wrestling bags smell like ass. Like one day I'll bring mine in and you can take a whiff.
No,
They
thanks.
smell terrible.
Do you not wash them?
A lot of them you can't because of like they'll shrink or they'll
Rip.
like rip.
Yeah.
So like what a lot of people do, like you'll put like hand soap on them and just rub it and you just let it dry.
Oh
Like
my
they're
God.
gross.
You ever seen somebody shit in a bag?
I have not, but I've heard plenty of stories. Owen Hart was notorious for it.
I don't know how he aims.
Yeah.
You open the bag, you just shit.
Another thing. So this is a thing that a lot of wrestlers would do on the road. You would start fights
For no reason.
at restaurants.
Bill DeMont did a shit on Bagwell's
To get out
face
of the
while
check?
Buff was
yeah.
sleeping.
So he cut me off.
Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, so like you don't on the indies you don't get paid a lot of money, but if you're with like a name like Axel Rotten, for example, like we used to do a lot with him. I've seen Shane Douglas do this.
That's fucking
You just start
nuts.
working each other at a table, and you start punching each other, and you're throwing each other, and you throw each other out. And then like you call, everyone rushes outside, and you get into a car, and then one person's the last person to get in, and then you dip out on the check.
That's such.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of
so
like you wrestling
good.
that girl in Boston. Was that Boston?
Yeah, but I mean like
Yeah,
more
but-
real.
yeah.
Like you actually
Yeah.
like start punching each other and shit.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a Tracy Morgan story about how they like spent all night at a strip club one time, and then he started a fight just to get out the check.
Yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of. That's so crazy.
That happened. I've seen that multiple times on the road.
What a good idea, though. To get out
You
of
know
the
theft. You know theft is great.
Well, I
you
mean,
know?
you start a fight. That's pretty good.
I mean, like usually
entertainment.
yeah.
You know, you're bartering. It's trade for trade. You know, tit for tat. Like,
Wild.
That's
Any
crazy.
other good ones?
No, not really. Bill Watts was pissing out of his tower office at Turner onto the parking lot below, allegedly.
Are you adding the allegedly?
I'm
or it's
I'm
in
adding
there?
allegedly.
Okay.
Either Brian Pillman and Tom Zenk were about to double team Terry Reynolds, likely, or they're about to get into it themselves, less likely, allegedly. Apparently, there's a Polaroid film from the 80s of Ric Flair playing the skin flute, allegedly. Yeah, it's like
I
some
don't
of the
know.
some of the stuff's just like, you know, like, okay, like, you know, like Nick said, it's just a guy just
Yeah.
being like, I heard this, you
And
know.
you're on the road a lot, so shit happens. Sure. I don't know.
Rock
Oh,
loves to lay the
gosh.
smackdown on Trish Stratus, allegedly.
Who?
The Rock loves to lay the smackdown on Trish Stratus, allegedly.
I can see that.
I mean, sure. I'm sure he did.
Terry, what was it, Terry Funk and Terry Reynolds?
yeah, he read that one off earlier. There's no fucking way Terry Funk had sex with Terry Reynolds.
I don't see that.
Yeah. And a match between Bad News Brown and Andre once, where when Andre did the sit-down splash on Brown, he lost control of his bowels and shit all over him.
Oh yeah,
Allegedly.
but that's happened a lot, right?
I mean, that's happened. People shit themselves, throw up.
CM Punk shit himself in a match.
I've pissed myself in a match. Like,
I would definitely do that.
I mean, not
man.
like full on like a minute piss, but like you take a big bump and like a little bit comes out and you're like, oh fuck. Like you don't mean it, but you know you're bracing yourself for the bump, so you're you know.
Does the other person know?
I mean, everyone knows everything.
You just go, I peed.
You like get him in a rest hold and you're like, I peed a little bit.
I pissed myself.
Like, hey guys, just letting you know, can you tell somebody in the back that we need some new drums out
I mean,
here?
another big story I've heard to kind of go along with this, I guess, is
Whoop, camera went off.
Oh no.
Oh, we can finish this at least.
Yeah.
I have another battery we can pop in, but we can finish.
We got like a minute left.
We got audio.
Like a lot of like so guys who lost matches like in WWE. You know, like when they're selling back up the ramp, leaving, they would see like a hot girl, and they would yell out the hotel in their hotel room.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There you go. That's some Ric
So they're
Flair
like,
shit.
oh fuck, walking back, and they're like, Hilton, room 304. And then they like walk backstage,
And then, but then you're just sitting in your hotel room, like
hoping someone shows up, right?
Somebody knocks on the door. It's gonna be a good day.
And it's Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation and Vince McMahon in Ric Flair's hotel room.
Well,
Yep, there we go.
camera went off, so we can get off.
Exactly.
Oh.
Uh-oh. All right. Thank you for listening to the Young and the Restless. Again, we'll be posting more about the figure giveaway.
Yeah, the giveaway.
Yeah.
This has been a fun episode. Glad we could do it.
Thank you for tuning in for season 2. And I'm still looking at a camera
Yeah,
that's dead.
I am too. God, I'm so fucking dumb, just staring at the camera.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.